they found us here, and they became the indigenous here or the, whatever, the Native Americans here when they came here from somewhere else. And I'm telling you how it was done, for those of you that don't know. And I'm saying all that to say I'm just getting sick and tired of this bullshit that these people keep shoving down everybody's throat. You got people from Asia, Vietnam, Korea telling niggas that they need to go back to Africa. People on the reservations, when you ran to our people for solace, telling niggas to go back to Africa. You got people that are from south of the border now, running up from Mexico, a lot of whom were dropped there from Spain, telling niggas to go back to Africa. Hold up, homie, hold up. We have never treated any of these people like this. All we've ever done with all of you, we share what we had, let them, you can have plenty of land, plenty of food, help yourself. But it's like, oh, my God, they got so much gold. The people down south of the border, when they came from Spain and the conquistadors and Cortez and them, they were so greedy that they would murder people and snatch the gold off their bodies. They did that then, they do it now. They will murder people in a war, and when they kill them, they're going through their pockets, taking the rings off their fingers. You need to pay attention to the culture. So a lot of people that are burying their loved ones with diamonds and gold, you better ask somebody, take that shit off your people's people. Because I brought that out when I did the Beverly D Blog Talk interview where I talked about the stealing of the melanin and body parts. And they're not only stealing melanin-rich people's body parts, they're stealing European people's body parts too. A lot of the times you leave your people, they're dressed, they have their jewelry on, they're in a casket. You see them get lowered in the ground, and off you go. And we'll do it later on this evening. People come in the next shift to do that at night. People go in there and they take all that shit off your people. And they start taking the body parts off your people, the kneecaps and the shin bones and the skin, and they just start, the tendons. They just start taking stuff. Most people are not being buried. They're just being robbed of everything. Stop burying your people with all their wealth and everything, because it's not going with them. A lot of people are not even burning your people. You're paying these people to cremate your people. They're not even burning your people. They're taking them apart first. And if there's anything left over, maybe they'll burn that. Maybe they'll throw it in some pile of remains that somebody might discover down the road. But this, again, will go back to the Neanderthal culture that people are so goddamn proud of. Where they're trying to look down their nose at my people who ain't never tried to be anything but so-called civilized with them. Yeah, we crazy as all day now, but we haven't always been crazy. We've all been set up. People are being set up. The so-called Greeks were set up. The damn Romans were set up, or whatever these original people were before they were called this stuff. And they went out and attacked the damn Scots. And when you pissed off somebody, if you were a Scot, once you pissed them off, you were banished to Ulster, and therefore you were no longer considered Scot. You were now called Irish. And then some of them didn't get banished to Ulster. They got banished to the damn Americas. Then you had a bunch of people that ran here trying to get away. I'm saying all this stuff to say, too many people don't know enough about history. And while people are talking about how ugly our people are and what we don't look like, somebody better ask somebody about yellow hair versus dark hair just looking in your holy Bible, or black skin versus pale skin just looking at the science of a black body and what the energy and the power is and what that does. But see, these people are on some whole other shit, and they got all these people from around the world. They're teaching everybody shunning. They're teaching everybody to shun the people, the last bastion of ancient Lemuria, or the people of Mu. They're teaching everybody to shun us. And they're able to pull it off with the damn lies that their historians conspired to create, or that the archaeologists conspired after they robbed the graves and ate the mummies to create. Or the DNA people get together and say, this is what we're going to say. We're going to make sure all the niggas are from somewhere else. We don't give a shit. We can say they're green people from the moon, but they ain't going to be from America, because they know what it means to be from America. They know who those people were. Now, the people at the bottom don't know a whole lot of nothing except what they're told by the media, which is nothing. One of the reasons why I brought the sister on, so she could tell you some things about Brother Gaddafi that the media isn't telling you. Why? Because if they tell you the truth about the brother, you would be like, why is the United States over there messing with the people at all? Matter of fact, why don't y'all get your asses over here and clean up this shit and make this shit like that shit? Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give you real talk. and I'm getting kind of bent, out of shape. But sometimes, you know, you got to go there. But I'm saying all that to say our people have always been a relatively honorable people. Brothers have always been a relatively honorable brother, and that's why they had to attack the brother so cold and make him crazy. If you want to get anywhere near the matriarch or the ancient mother, you need to move her man out the way. They've been very effective at that by incarcerating him, burning him, lynching him, killing him, eating him, getting him strung out on drugs, making him crazy so that now he's a child molester in a lot of instances, and he's a woman batterer in a lot of instances, and he's a woman murderer in a lot of instances. He's standing on the corner pushing poison, selling drugs to his own people in a lot of instances, or killing his own brothers. Hey, nigga, what you doing with all that red on? What you doing with all that blue on? Hold up, homie, y'all got the wrong colors in mind. Y'all tripping on red and blue? Pink people have been murdering you forever because your ass is what they call black, and now you're killing one another over red and blue? You got me fucked up. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I guess I'm on one. I need to chill the hell out. Let me change the subject because I'm going to just get more and more and more freaking fired up. So, having said all of that, just understand this. While you got Europeans that'll say this to you. Well, the white man is superior because they got bigger brains. Well, hold up. The last time I checked, they had already established that Neanderthals had bigger heads and bigger brains. So now you're admitting what you come from, if that's you. But there are some of them that ain't them, just like Michael, what's Michael's name? I can't think of Michael's name, but he wrote that book, The Chosen People from the Caucasus. He also wrote a book called the Iceman Inheritance. He looks pale complexion, but he's not no damn Neanderthal because he had an issue with the whole Neanderthal shit he saw when he went over there. He's like, man, these motherfuckers like monkeys and animals to me. Arms are too long, walking on all fours, furry and shit. So somebody need to ask somebody. And I'm saying that to you guys to say, everybody that you think is white is not from the same, they're not all cut from the same fabric. Understand that. You know, you got people that come out of here pale for multiple reasons. But while they tripping on the brothers and talking about the white man is superior to this and the white man is superior to that, I'm going to say it again, if 15 people are inside a bank, including an armed guard, and 2 or 3 people walk in there with guns, and they are able to subdue all the people in the bank, that does not mean they are superior to all the people in the bank. That does not mean they're smarter than everybody in the bank. That don't mean they can even kick everybody's ass in the bank if you took them one-on-one. But see, the European is on some whole, we walked in with all these guns and whatever, and we subdued everybody, and that makes us superior. No, it doesn't. Ask some of the people that are inside these banks when these fools walk in here robbing them. Some people just want to walk out with their life today because they're looking at the time going, shit, I got to pick up my children from daycare in a couple of minutes. I can't have these people killing me. Who's going to take care of my babies? Or, hey, man, what about my wife? Who's going to take care of my family? But if people think that 2 or 3 people walking in a bank with guns, because they're able to get 15 people or 20 people to subdue and submit, and they're outnumbered by the unarmed people, but they still get them to subdue and submit. If you think that makes the people walking in the bank superior and more intelligent and have bigger brains, then you're about as fucked up as the people that think that. That's all I'm trying to say. You know? Especially if you're standing there in the line in the bank and you have your children with you, you damn sure finna try to cooperate because you're worried about your children. And that's what happened. A lot of these people showed up on us, and these people did what they do best. While they talk about they're the best warrior or whatever, no, they the biggest punk bitch. How about that? It doesn't take a real warrior to come into a community of people and start killing off non-combatants. You start killing off women and children and torturing the women and children and the elderly, doing things that the people that you're fighting wouldn't do because they only fight combatants. They only fight warriors. People are doing that to this day over in Afghanistan and Iraq. They were going in there, and even in Libya. They're going in there attacking non-combatants, attacking the civilian population. They're notorious for attacking schools and attacking hospitals. And this makes you superior? No, it doesn't. Anybody can subdue a child or an old person unless they have some sort of special training and there's some sort of some type of forces, that doesn't make you smart. It don't even make you bad. It just makes you a punk ass when you go picking on people that are smaller or younger or weaker than you, because you don't want to stand and go toe-to-toe with the real warriors that are there and trained to fight with you. You attack the women and the children and the elderly, so the warriors can go, okay, we quit, we surrender, stop killing the women and children. What do you want? We'll give you whatever you want. Just stop it. That's how they went all around the world doing what they do. That's how they're doing it to this day. Don't misunderstand what's going on here. That's another reason why a lot of these soldiers come back crazy. Anyway, I have to get into some other stuff, because there are people that are asking me different kind of questions. I'm hearing people talking about they're looking for loved ones and trying to find a mate. You're not going to find your significant other until you find yourself. When they get to talking about true love's first kiss and stuff like that, true love's first kiss is you and yourself. That is you unifying your higher self and your lower self and getting control over your nature. That is you unifying your kundalinis and bringing the one two-headed serpent up and bringing the two heads up together. That's true love first kiss. Loving yourself first and foremost is how you're going to find somebody else to love you. Now, a lot of people find people that they think are loving them, and they think, I love you and I love you. That's not love, that's possession. So much so that people need to be aware of these possessions, because some of these people that get involved in these possessions get crazy. Oh, you know what? Let me back up. There's something else I've been meaning to tell you guys for a couple of months now. I'm going to go back into this whole superior-inferior thing and the behavior, because a lot of our people are on the assumption that they're inferior because they're dark and nappy, and other people are superior because they're pale and blonde. And I'm telling you that's not quite accurate. But let me tell you about one of my little brothers, one of my young brothers, who I think he's in his 40s now. But, well, then again, he might be in his 30s, 40s. But when he was 17 or 18 years old, he took a Greyhound bus ride from Southern California, Los Angeles area into Louisiana. And when he got on this bus, there were 3 females on the bus that were approximately his age, about 18. He was about 18 at the time. They were about 18, 17, 18, 19 at the most. These 3 females were blonde-haired, pale-skinned, smiling, friendly faces. Now, he wasn't trying to hook up with them and, pick any of them up for sex or dates. They were just all on the bus, and they were rolling along, and they were talking. They rolled through several states, talking, kicking it, getting along just fine, just chilling. And, he's all, they're cool, and they're nice, and they're, sweet, innocent, smiling faces and whatever. Everything was cool. They got to a particular place, and I forget which state they were in, but they were out of California. They were in another state somewhere down in the south, probably in the Louisiana area, Mississippi area. Anyway, they got to a particular stop, and I don't know how many people have ever rode Greyhound buses, but at this particular Greyhound stop, there was not a Greyhound bus station. Every now and then you pull up, and it's just a store or a gas station or some little something like this, but it's still a stop. The layover was very long, and it was a hot, hot day. It was very, very hot. So, they were kicking, talking, and the 3 little European girls, who seemed very, very friendly, very, very sweet, said to the brother, "It's hot. We're getting ready to go swimming. You want to go?" He was like, "Sure." So off they went to go swimming. And, when he got in the water, it was like, "Oh, we forgot something. We'll be right back," or some shit like this. The 3 of them left. Or he didn't see them anymore. He looked up on the shore at some point, and he saw this older brother in overalls waving and screaming and fussing and cussing at him. "Get the hell out of the water. Get out of the damn water. Get out of the water. Get out of the water." And the brother was like, "Well, damn, did I do something wrong? What did I do?" And the dude was like, "Man, get over here. Get out of the water." So he's like, "Oh, man, this must be this dude's private property. I must be on his property." So he came over to the shore, and he was like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?" And the brother's like, "Get out of the damn water. Get out of the water now." So he was like, "I'm sorry. I was just going swimming with my friends. I don't know where they went, but they brought me here. We were on Greyhound and whatever." And he was like, "Can't you read? Didn't you read the signs?" And he was like, "No, what signs?" He's like, "You didn't see these signs right here? It says no swim